The Grappling Hour is brought to you by Luda Gear, athletic support items created by grapplers for grapplers.
Yeah. Check it out.
Hey, what's up, grappling fans? It's your good friend, Rafa Sparza. And, it's kind of a nice day. Right now, there is a whole bunch of grappling going on. We've got combat jiu-jitsu playing on my TV over here. You're probably watching this because of one of two reasons. One, you're bored. It's a Saturday night, and you have nothing better to do. Or two, same situation, except for the fact that you don't want to pay for Fight Pass. And I don't blame you, because I'm doing the best I can to watch over here. And if you are watching live, we are actually in the quarters. You got Nabib and you've got Felipe Foligin, who looks like he's in a bit of a Texas cloverleaf, working on this kind of knee bar finish. May get it. I mean, if you guys were just watching the first round of it all, thank God for Felipe Foligin, because he got a 16-second submission. I literally stepped out for a split second to go use the restroom, and by the time I got back, he was already done. So he's already exceeded that amount. We're at 8:10 if you were watching live, left to go in the first round of the quarterfinals. Again, Nabib and our good friend, or I'm sorry, Nasir, not Nabib, sorry. I always get them confused, so it's very hard. Sometimes I start combining names. What I meant to say was Nasir Leonab. I still will mess that up. Anyway, if you guys wanted a companion to watch along with, you've got your good friend Rafa Sparza, and I've got some tricks up my sleeve for today, just to let you know, just because I figured, it's going to be late at night, and some of you guys, you might want a friend. You might want somebody to get you through the night, and Philippe is now going on over to a toe hold. It's not 100% convincing, but he still could make it work if he really tries hard. Let's go ahead and review what has been happening so far. Felipe Foligin got it done in the first round with about a 16-second submission. I believe it was a heel hook. Nasir went into overtime with Sloan and a bit of a barn burner in terms of overtime. The actual match was okay. If we're being honest, it was okay. Then you have Keolani versus Tom Galuccio, and that one was interesting. If memory serves me right, Kanui is the one that is going to advance, and then you had Kyle Chambers and Michael Esquivel. And let me tell you something about that match. That match was straight fire, and we've interviewed Esquivel recently on the show, and he won one of the combat qualifiers to make it into the tournament. And the dude is a superly nice kid. Love his attitude, love his thing. And one of the things I really have to give him respect for was he really brought that fight to Kyle Chambers. Kyle Chambers went in on a heel hook, and he could have gone out very quickly. We have an announcement, breaking news. It does look like Felipe Foligin was able to make that toe hold work. I'm not quite sure if that was the exact finish, but he will advance over one Nasir in the very first round. So that is Triumphos, Jiu-Jitsu's, MMA's, Felipe Foligin. If you can get all of those possessives out of your head, then that's what we got. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Dan Martinez looked solid, just solid. Nick Green and Javi Torres had a really fun match. Javi was putting it on Korean Bomba for a number of that match. Then you had Jesse Taylor, who I believe is going to advance, and Matt Zakor's shoulder pressure assures him a spot in these quarterfinals. So anyway, I hope that you guys are having a good day. We're going to have this. We'll be back. Got to watch Kyle. Corin Moore, all right, we'll see it a little bit. Obviously, if family and friends are going to go ahead and watch Kyle, I can understand the service to go back and forth between the two. But if you guys do so care to have a companion with you and you want some friends, you want some company, feel free to go ahead and share this. We appreciate the whole, you know, the likes, the shares, the moons, basically anything that you could find in the Lucky Charms can. Go ahead and give us one of those. And yeah, I think they just showed a replay, and it was one that just kind of snuck up on you. I'm not sure if Nasir is okay. We'll see if we can get word on that a little bit later. It's been an impactful day of grappling. We'll try and recover and go over as much as we can. It's just been a long day. I don't want to put this off any longer. So before I start sharing this and asking you guys to share, I want to make sure that you guys know I tripped out my little space here. So you guys are used to seeing me on camera 1 here, but did you know there's more than one camera now? Did you know there is a camera 2? This works better. Did you know there is a camera 2? Boom. Did you know there is a camera 3? Boom. Look at that. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. It's not bad. It's not really coordinated. Now, you might ask yourself, Raph, why are we doing all of these different cameras? And clearly, this seems like a stupid thing to do. I assure you, I have very stupid reasons to do these things. None dumber than the following. I'm thirsty. And I don't know if you guys know this, but it is fun to occasionally have a beer and partake in one. So today, I actually have one of these cameras as our official designated beer cam. And what am I drinking here today? Well, let's go to our beer cam. Today, I am drinking Hipster Brunch. Hipster Brunch, a sour cider fermented with peaches, Hawaiian red sea salt, and hopped with mosaic. It's 6.9% alcohol beverage content. And it's going to be deliciously drank by yours truly. Hipster Brunch. It's actually super delicious. Not a sponsor. Should be, though. We'll see if we can work that part out. All right. Oh, it's so good. I like to start here with my beers. One of the things I do appreciate, you know, having a nice little cider like this is, especially one with a good amount of alcohol in it, is I actually work my way up into different vibes. But I always feel like a good kind of cider gets me in a good mood. I love sours, but I don't always know that sours are very easily translatable to, you know, being put in a can. I think sours are better once you go to a bar and you can pick them up there. So those are my kind of opinions. All right, I'm pretty sure I went over all of who is advanced so far. Right now, we have one, Kyle Chambers, who is 844 in this round, striking from bottom, which he's a powerful dude, man. He's somebody who experienced his power at one of the previous combat jiu-jitsus when he realized, oh, I can slap with this. And getting somebody who's naturally that athletic to go ahead and start doing that is a terrifying realization. So anyway, that is kind of where we're at right now on the fun side of the world for us. Right now, standing up, the action is return on the feet. Kyle Chambers beginning to play a little bit of a game of mercy. So that's definitely going to be a lot of fun. We hope that you guys are enjoying your viewing. So far from what I heard on the first round of commentary, it did sound pretty good. We have our friend Brandon McCathlin who is doing commentary on that one, as well as our other friend, one Eric Campella Cruz, who's also helping out. And he's sounding pretty good. He only had one joke kind of bomb, but that's no big deal. I mean, all things considered, that's pretty good. I've never seen somebody, unlike a number of other people, who enjoy telling dad jokes as much as Campella does when he is doing teaching on jiu-jitsu. My thanks over to our sponsor, one Neil. How are you doing, sir? It looks like, I'm sorry I have to break up the action right now. Kyle Chambers is doing a good job of locking in this leg. He's really not letting Cornelia get out of this move. I mean, he's really trying to secure this, kind of coming over top where you could almost start working on a calf crusher, but that's not going to be good enough. I think Kyle's going to turn this back into a heel hooking opportunity. There's a good escape coming over here. 7:02 left to go in this round. And it's a game of really being careful because Kyle Chambers is somebody who ends matches very quickly. So there is a lot at stake, and it does look like Kyle Chambers may have an opportunity to get a good break here in just a second. Kyle Chambers figure fours the legs. Now it looks like he's locked it into position. This is not where I would like to be with Kyle Chambers. Among other positions, Kyle Chambers is pretty good. So anyway, that's what we got going on our side of the world. Kyle Chambers comes up. Looks like I've seen him do this multiple times before, where he's going to use the sitting position to then fall back and switch on over to another one. You've got Cornelia doing a good job of trying to prevent it, but it almost seems like he's just a little too far behind while Kyle's just getting in work. This is scary shit, my friends. This is the stuff that makes me stay up at night and say, I don't want to roll with Kyle. He just seems too hard. You know, I try to respect the power levels of what you find within jiu-jitsu, but this game's just so difficult. I mean, he's theoretically my weight, but he's also already in on this heel hook. It's starting to look like he already has it. He didn't have to do too much there, and it's kind of interesting because I want to say, yeah, he's touching his knee as if it's, you know, he's trying to stretch it back out. So Kyle does a bow, comes on over. We'll see Corin in probably just a minute. Probably very happy. It's been looking like a very good day for one Kyle Chambers. He had a very impressive first round. If you guys have not seen that match with Michael Esquivel, I really, really suggest it. I thought that Esquivel did a really good job, especially with such a tough pool. So some of you might be wondering, how's this beer taste like? Well, it's a cider. It's gluten-free, not filtered, no sulfates added, so that's pretty good. I mean, so far I'm enjoying it. I don't know what your guys' feelings are on sours. I know some people make fun of people who do drink some of the ciders and the whatnot, but very excited to be chatting with you guys. I'm actually going to be putting this up on Instagram right now. So that way we're going to be one of the very few times we'll be broadcasting on all of our channels live. And hopefully you guys will be here to enjoy it. Here we go. I got this coming on live. Let's go back this way. Boom. Going on Instagram. Go. Checking connection. I should have a lot of power. Hey, what's up? If you guys are joining us on Instagram right now, I am doing a Let's Watch of Combat Jiu-Jitsu, the Worlds that is happening in Monterrey, Mexico, a place that I probably wouldn't be allowed to come back from if I did try to go. Hashtag build the wall. What's up, that dude Jason? Glad to see you guys. It is very nice to have some friends joining us. We are halfway through the quarters over on Combat Jiu-Jitsu. Now, I know some of you guys may be asking me to turn around and show you some of the footage. I will not. I will describe it to you, and I will tell you as much as what's happening over on the broadcast. This is our fight companion that we like to do when we watch events live. You're late. Where the hell were you? I had dishes to do, dog. I don't know if you hear a faint little dishwasher in the background, but, you know, I love you guys, but do you do my chores? No. Plus, had to go get a beer, had to go relax myself a little bit. So this broadcast, in case you're late over as well, is brought to you by Hipster Brunch. Hipster Brunch, not an official sponsor, just kind of delicious. Give the dog a job to wash the dishes. You know, I mean, the dog is sleeping right now, and I think she's pretty pissed that I'm taking the time off to chat with you folks. Not that that's a bad thing. I just realized I have a little smudge on my fingertips just by looking over here. In our next match over here, you've got Dan Martinez returning. Dan Martinez, in case you missed his first match, looked very, very solid. And he's going up against Javi Torres. Javi Torres' first match also was straight fire. Mike John says on that Brazilian time, hey, listen, guys, this is a free show. If you guys start paying for this shit, I'll show up on time. Again, my thanks on over to Neil. What is up? Hello, right side glasses, big guy dude. That's kind of English. Good to see you, broken English, kind of understands English language, dude. Pleasure to see you as well. Snow Jesse joined. What's up, Snow Jesse? We are at the 9-minute mark of the match with Javi and Dan Martinez, and it looks like we're already getting to the get down. And the get down, essentially, kids, is a clever way of saying you guys have stood up for far too long. One of you is either going to be in butterfly or one of you is going to be up top. And guess what? We're going to create some action and get the slaps going. So that's the exciting rules that we've got in this realm. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, give us a subscription. If you're watching on Facebook, give us a like. If you're watching on Instagram, do that thing where you kind of like heart it or something. There's a lot of you guys who are joining, so I appreciate you guys coming in. I appreciate your time. I hope that you were enjoying the first few matches of Combat Jiu-Jitsu. Return back to action. Javi on bottom, looking to try and get a little bit of elevation, maybe to go ahead and offset one Dan Martinez, who is difficult to move around, if I'm being honest. Dan Martinez famously has a Disney prince look to himself, one that you just think to yourself, why is he doing Combat Jiu-Jitsu? Hardaresh says, I want to see Zhao Miao versus Donald Trump. I don't think they're in the same weight class, bud. I mean, I'd watch Zhao Miao break Donald's bone spur feet. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, actually, you know what? Add that to broadcast. I'll add that one on there. You guys can see that one. I want to see Zhao Miao versus Donald Trump. Actually, now I think of that, it's a better match than advertised. 7:51 back to go. You got Dan Martinez working from the half, looking to secure a pass. Not quite there just yet. Javi trying to get a little bit of elevation of a hook. Actually ends up just helping Dan Martinez get to side control and establishes pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and throw a question at you guys. Questions from your viewers will show up here. You guys can ask me questions on here? Weird. I didn't know that. Let me go and see that. All right, well, if you guys got questions for me on the Instagram, go ahead and turn them up. I got nothing better to do other than chatting with you guys. Dan Martinez almost on the back right now, secures it, both hooks in, now goes to a body triangle. This is not looking super great, if I'm being honest, for his opponent. Dan Martinez, an expert at this position. I've seen him lay people to waste, gets the tap, and Dan Martinez will advance to the semifinals. So the first round, not super exciting, if I'm being honest. First round was pretty rough. Pop says, great back take. I mean, Dan Martinez is deceptive, dude. He is a sleeper in this competition. So whoever ends up advancing on the other side of those semis, I think we'll have a hard time with him as well. Dane Grace, good to see you as well. Normally I would have called you here to be here, but no, I didn't. It's too late. Once I saw what time it was going to be, I was like, Jesus Christ, on a school night? I can't do that to civilians. You guys are too nice. Fake James, good to see you as well. Betrayal. There's not betrayal. It's just, do you want to be here till 1 a.m.? Because that's how you get ants. I think that's how the joke goes. Listen, it is me by myself. Lucy is on the couch sleeping, if that's any indication of how some of those first round matches went. I wish I was in Mexico. You know, things being as they may, we're going to get through this together. You guys hear me okay over here? Does it sound pretty okay, or does the sound shitty? I can't really tell on Instagram. Meanwhile, we move on to our very final match, and it went dark. Very strange. I'm happy to report to you guys, though. I took down notes. See, I have notes here. The notes I took down said, February 29th, they will have the return of Combat Jiu-Jitsu to Los Angeles. Thank God. And it's going to feature Red Alarcon. We've got Gio Martinez and Chad Savage George. And as well as our good friend, Daffron Jitsu, otherwise known as Austin Daffron. So that's what's happening February 29th. I believe that's a Saturday. Mark your calendars the day before. I'm going to be doing commentary for a great event called Submissions by the Sea, I think it's what it's called. Don't quote me. I'm not super smart. What's up, Ramos? How did the night go for you, sir? I was not able to see how all of Grappling Idiots went, but I'm glad you're here. Adresh says, I want to see Gary Tonin versus Crone Gracie. Get in line. Nobody wants to see that one more than Gary himself. What's up? I like that you don't just have Dane, you have Terry, both of you guys watching, because you know that gives more viewers, so I appreciate that. That's a good one. I appreciate you guys saying that. Lost in the first round to Harris. Tough match. I love Harris. Aaron Harris is a beast, dude. No shame in that, but I've been seeing you've been killing it lately, sir, so nothing to hang your head at. Hopefully we'll get to see you compete very, very soon. We're on to our next match. I believe this is Secor versus, is it JT? Yeah, I think so. We are literally right next to each other. Well, that's adorable. You know what they say, the couple that watches combat together is not really a saying, so you guys are dumb for thinking there would be one. Oh my goodness, the Fifth Stripe podcast also likes Grappling Hours video. Well, welcome you guys. I'm glad you are around. What belt is JT? He's in that weird MMA black belt-ish kind of level. All right, we're at the get down now with the two of those gentlemen. Great experience and ready to tear it up at Polaris 12 next week. That's awesome. I might do one of these for that. Let's see what kind of mood I'm in. Now, you guys have obviously, you can't see this on the Instagram video, but I have pimped out my phone situation where if you are watching this on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or any of the other ones, you see that I now have 3 cameras set up so that I can go easily from camera 1, camera 2. No, is this camera 2 or is that? No, that's camera 2. That's supposed to be camera 2, but that's camera 3. Okay, so here we go. Let's try that again. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. Boom, did it. That's super exciting for you guys here. I know that for sure. So just deal with it. We're at 8:28 left to go on the match between Matt Secor and JT. Matt is just putting his shoulder into JT's face. It's not very nice. Now starting to work a north-south choke. May start switching over to a Darce if he so chooses it. However, now just replacing some of that pressure with his knee to the face. Just, too much to take in. It looks, though, like he is able to secure a little bit of space. JT coming up, trying to grab it on the inside of a leg. I don't know that I would do that and feel super great about it. Dane Grace says, plot twist, Jesse Taylor gets ticked out of Mexico for kicking the windows out of the venue and screaming, "I'm a CJJ fighter!" Very possible. Also, if you guys know any breweries that want to give me money and free beer, I'm down. This is so delicious. Already taking the back on a crucifix for a split second here. Grabs the Kimura. It looked like he lost it for a second and then regained it. Power to Secor on that. I wish I could do that on my best day. May start trying to go into a Kimura trap series. Yep. Takes the back now, secures it, grabs one wrist to start making JT regret parts of his life, starting to get a body triangle on him. We might be looking at a short end version of this one here. It looks like he's got a choke. Nope. I'm sorry. Those were just my eyes deceiving me. On this feed right now, 6:51 left to go. It looks like you've got a lot of time for Matt Secor to put in some work. And it looks like JT is flailing just a little bit, and it's actually kind of working. That body triangle looks ever so loose. So, I mean, JT, especially doing all of those overtime rounds with the freaks, could prolong it for a little bit, but it looks like Matt's just kind of, putting in his time before we call it over here. So, yikes. Oh, good work here, JT. Now, looks like he was able to get out of it. I can't tell if he's in deep guillotine trouble. Nope, his giant head just pushes itself out. It's a crazy situation, folks. 6:07 left to go in this round. Again, if you guys are watching on the Instagrams, hello. Appreciate you guys. You're the friends. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Switch the camera angle, dork. What's up, Joe? What's up, friends? I hope you guys are getting ready for competition class tomorrow. I'd love to see you guys there. Matt's, of course, still working on the back. Going to put some top pressure down over on JT, who has to he went from turtling up to now just trying to see if he can establish some sort of leg positioning. Might get his bat taken again. And he does. 5:32 left to go. Oh, look who it is, everybody. It's Lucy. What's up, Jiu-Jitsu Panda? Good to see you. My dog clearly understands that more people are starting to show up, and like a true diva is deciding that she wants to be here Is Matt Secor trying to get a twister here? Because that's what it looks like he was trying to do. JT very awkwardly is able to pull something out of it, goes on a single and allows Matt Secor to almost do a crucifix kind of Kimura roll with it. How can I see CJJ? You order Fight Pass. That's it. That's really what I do here. I don't show you guys the footage. Joanna rolled her ankle and she's out for a little while. Oh no! I'm very sorry to hear that. Please give her my best. That sucks. Well, I hate injuries. Injuries suck so hard. All right, but now here's some good news though. JT in the guard of Secor decided to kind of throw a couple slaps in. We haven't seen too many slaps here tonight, if we're being honest. It's been a pretty low-key night for slaps. As I watch my dog start to walk around, I'm just instantaneously suspicious of everything she's going to do. So, you know. Lucy? What are you doing? I don't trust her. Lucy? She's up to some shit and I don't even know what it is. 3:54 left to go in this round. JT's still in the guard. Not many slaps being thrown. Oh, there is one. He's doing that Joe Pesci slap where, you know, it's kind of okay, but it's mostly trying to cover the mouth, if anything. Lucy already getting an applause break on the show. Yeah, I know. It's like a sitcom. Let's go over to a different camera. Camera 2. Boom. I still haven't figured out how to make this work so that it doesn't have, you know, like this little target here. Boop, boop, boop. And over that way, over on the main feed. Did you just pee or something? Whatever. 3:09 left to go. Some slaps raining down. The Torres versus Green match had more slaps than all the other matches combined. You are correct, sir. That was a really fun match to see, and especially when you had Korean Boma getting super angry that he's getting slapped. And I've trained with Nick, and dude's a beast. But that one moment, he like was looking over like, "How dare you slap me?" Let me see. Matt, what? Welcome to the show. 2:33 left to go in this round. Secor really favors this Kimura trap system. I would really love to see him try to explain some of that or utilize it a little bit more all around. JT Money is what we usually refer to him as. He's doing a pretty good job. What's up, Danny? Friends, 2 minutes left to go. For a split second, it looked like JT was going to be able to kind of take the back. However, Matt very, very patiently finds his timing and gets out of it. This looks like overtime. You'd be probably accurate. If I'm being honest, looks like we're really going to go to that. Ooh. Split second, we see JT look for a guillotine. I got to be honest with you guys. These guys' lack of necks make guillotines very difficult, I think, to happen. If I'm just, postulating. Oh, look who it is. It's Lucy Esparza. Lucille. Oh, don't lose this. Do you want to come up? You want to say hi to everybody? Yeah. Oh, you're getting shy now? That was close. You are correct. JT Money is Ariana Grande to JT Torres is Selena Gomez. I don't know what that joke means, but I'll take you at your word. All right. Here we go. Because the crowd demands it. What's up, everybody? This is my dog, Lucy. You can follow her at Lucy the French Bully. She's adorable. You want to see what you look like on camera 1? Okay, we're going to go to camera 1 in a second. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Camera 1. You see them down there on Instagram? Those are our Instagram fans. This is camera 1. Let's go to camera 3. Boom. You're so dramatic, I swear to God. Okay, I'm going to put you back down. Lucy Esparza, everybody. You can follow her at Lucy the French Bully on Instagram if you so feel it. Hashtag Lucy Watch CJJ. She is watching rather attentively, if I'm being honest. So, like I said, she knows exactly when to fall asleep. So, I'm not going to give her any problems. Let's see what else is happening here. Oh, to overtime we go, friends. Boof. How boring. All right, Lucy slaps his. I would not like to see my dog slap people. I don't think it would go very well. I just think that she would come in as a jiu-jitsu competitor that's got like a lot of like backstory of being like, I've been waiting all goddamn day for this slap. Ooh. That kind of dog. Anyway, however, Lucy slaps is a pretty good hashtag if I'm being honest. Already working off the back. Looks like Matt might be forcing this. He didn't quite. No, I'm sorry. This is actually JT. Okay, you can't have two bald people fight each other in combat jiu-jitsu in the same weight class. It just gets confusing who the fuck you're watching sometimes. That was JT. JT is first on the back. Fight to win has been dope-ass card tonight. Hawaii is killing it. Cool. I wish I was interested other than anything with Jake and Gary Tonin with Davi related. Everything else looked kind of boring to me. But I hope it was a good one. That's pretty dope. Please give me an update on how Gary Tonin does. I would love to see him lose to Javi Ramos. And let me know if Jake Watson won, because Jake's a homie. Body triangle in. We're in overtime. It's the bottom of the first. It's when you know we're starting to get into baseball talk in combat jiu-jitsu world. Now in this one, you've got Sakor, who does lose. I don't know why they didn't stop that faster for JT. He was already broken out, so there is that. All right. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, hints, allegations, all that good stuff, hit me in the comment sections. I'm taking comments over here on Instagram. I'm taking comments in our YouTube and Facebook sections. Now we're at the top of second round of overtime. So let's see here. You got JT working from the back. Jason Statham versus Jason Statham. It's like on that video game where you could choose like Ryu versus Ryu. Matt Gordon doing a pretty good job of escaping this. His hips were out for a split second there. And I think he might be able to finagle his way out. He just, nope, he's in a little bit more deep again. If it was Jason Statham versus Jason Statham, you guys can't see this on yours, but I'm going to do a interplay of how it would look like using our fancy camera setups on our Facebook and YouTube versions. So here it goes. This is kind of how Statham versus Statham would look like. Hey, why are you coming over here? You think you can just come over here and take me out of all these movies that are essentially the same? Hey, a dingo ate my baby. It's not Jason Statham anymore. Prove it isn't. It's hard to do this and do the remotes for the different camera angles. You get the idea. All right. Bottom of the second round. We're now at an armbar break for 1-0. I think he's got, if he could just pump the legs a little bit here, Sakura could have this. JT is in trouble right now. This is not good for him. If he flattens out, he could go belly down, but instead he loses it with just a few seconds to go. It looks like the Expendables and Hobbs versus Shaw crossover no one asked for. Honestly, I would ask for that. Like, Jason Statham movies are my jam, dude, because they require no thought and just a lot of amazingness. So if you guys don't enjoy Crank or Crank 2, even crankier, I don't know what's wrong with you. I think you need to check your pulse. Jiu-Jitsu Panda says, wow, I think that means you might have seen something ahead of me before I did. Maybe you did. Yeah. Because you've got JT getting a tap at the top of the third. What's up, Quentin? Good to see you, sir. With that being the case, that means that on the bottom, you're going to have just a short amount of response time from one Matt Sakor to see what happens. Crank 3 Ride of the Crank. You know, Crank 2 still has the best fucking tagline I've ever seen in my entire life. Because in the first movie, he dies. He falls out of a giant plane from the sky. And then when he does die, you're thinking, how the fuck are they going to do a Crank 2 if it's not a prequel? Nope. It looks like JT's out. JT is going to advance over Matsukor. I don't know that you could call that a huge upset, but it is a bit of an upset. Anyway, Crank 2, it begins, and you're thinking, well, it's not a prequel, so what the fuck are they going to do? So what they did on the promotional poster for Crank 2 was they said, Crank 2, he died, but he got better. That's it. That was it. Once I saw that poster, I said, oh, I'm in. Jesse Taylor will advance to your semis where he will take on Dan Martinez. Now, I think about now, we're probably going to see some of those special matches. And by the way, special matches is not how we refer to slow people. Thank you earlier responses that we got. Rude. But no, they have some special combat jiu-jitsu matches. I think 3 of them are what they brought in. So I'm looking to see if they have people over on the side. Dan Martinez is going to win the tournament. Well, Quentin, that's a very good prediction to have this late in the game. I wish you would have said that sooner. Dan Martinez is a favorite, but it is interesting. I mean, him and Kyle Chambers would be at a fantastic final. Philippe Fogelin has been looking also very good today. And we've seen kind of Fogelin at this stage before as well. So a lot can happen. We'll see. But yes, 1 of 4 is much easier to pick other than 1 of 16. So that's me being Kermit and sipping some tea, but it's actually cider. Hold on. Camera 2. Hipster brunch. Because Raph wants sponsors. It looks way better on camera 2. You guys can't even tell. I'm going to actually speed this up in the future. I need one of those rotating panels. God damn it. Anyway, it's 12 ounces, 6.9 ABC, which means just it's probably going to get me drunker quicker, and etc. So, let's check the pulse. It is 10:24 over here. I was late to the party, but I told BMAC at the start, I'm not BMAC. Is that the same thing? Jesus Christ, it doesn't count. Told BMAC. Doesn't matter. What's up, David Acetuno? I hope that your steroids are powerful today, not tomorrow. Anyway, loving the fact that we're getting some of you guys going ahead and sharing and loving the show. We are to one of our special matches, which I'm told is still not the way we should refer to them, because that might implicate that the people here are impaired in some way. So we don't call them special matches anymore. Where the hell is Quantum? I don't know, dude. Bro, I'm not in charge of this right now. We go to our first special match. Homeboy's wearing a headband. I thought it was supposed to be Micah, but I think this is somebody else right now. All right. Let's get you some word on who is going into the special matches right now in just a second. But this is a good time to remind you guys, if you are following me on Instagram, fix that. Add me at VerbalTapCast and at Grappling Hour. Yes, that is Micah Brakefield versus Abraham Cavanti. Or Cavanti? Cavati. It's Micah. Yeah. No, I saw the second person first. That's the 10P he's from. That guy wearing that Julio Cesar Chavez headband is 100% accurate. And Mike is already in on the back right now. That was impressive. I don't know what kind of combination of errors here are making that happen. It looks over, though. Viva la raza. Yeah, very much so. Micah in on it. Almost. Yep. Twister for a split second. If you twister at a combat jiu-jitsu, a weed dealer gets his freedom who was improperly prisoned. No. Damn it. Well, at least I got the joke in before it ended. So there you go. All right. Micah all over this young man over here, starting to push away the bicep And now we're back over to guard. Micah's going to have to work from there. Micah, I believe, taking a placement in the combat jiu-jitsu qualifiers for the 10th planet system, which is insane. Oh, slaps the face, Micah. Ugh. You always forget that. And right now, this is one of the more aggressive matches that we've seen all day today. I'm pretty impressed. Abraham now starting to get his hand trapped by Micah. You don't really see too many people doing that, so that there's only one hand to really attack here, as I think Micah's trying to use it to pry his way into, yes, getting into a side control, but instead now opting for that Kimura kind of grip over on the side. He's going to use it to try and separate the arm from the body, and he's doing a pretty good job. He's just a little stuck in right now. Micah trying to see if he can get an arm in between, instead opts to go ahead and invert, try to run away. Micah gets a tap on the arm. That was beautiful. I'm going to have to go and watch that one again. Fashion commentary. Can we talk about the profusion of red and black in the outfits? Yeah, red and black, so hot right now. So hot. They took offense to special match. I think they did. Jiu-Jitsu Panda. Oh, man. Good for Micah. Micah looks too tall. Can I say that? Titan MMA and 10th Planet at Colcom. Yep. I see your stream is way behind what I see. No, that's not my fault, bro. It just means that you're visiting me from the future. So, enjoy that. For whatever the fuck that is. I'm not going to install that now. Hey, guys, I love that Ecamm right now is telling me. It's like, we have an update for you to install. Are you busy? No, dick. I'm doing a fucking broadcast right now. All right, let's see how long we've been going on this one. On my cam over here, we've been going for about 40 minutes. All right, so we're about halfway through with you guys over on Instagram. If this one ends here on the Verbal Tap Instagram, then maybe I'll go over to the Grappling Hour Instagram. But we're flying through. We just made it through the second round and the first special match. So I don't know if we're going to head back up to the top for the semis or if we're going to take a commercial break. Yes, here we go. In the finals. This is really weird. Okay, so they do this thing where they like take half of the bracket. So they were saying that, yes, in the next round, you're going to see Philippe Flogolin and Kyle Chambers. And on the right side of the bracket, you're going to see Dan Martinez and Jesse Taylor. So in case you were confused as to where we stand on all of this. You guys having fun? You guys enjoying this? Be honest. Were you going to watch with anybody? Probably not. Because it's fucking 10:30 at night. And honestly, I probably would have watched SNL and still been drinking. So, what better excuse to come on here and do this? Graphics guy took a bong rip. I actually think it's required to take bong rips on the broadcast. Yeah. They're going to do their 10th Planet drop-in. CJJ Worlds 2019 as the hashtag. I don't really care. This is probably the fastest EBI I've seen. That first round was not great. So we, I wouldn't say you need to mute the commentary. Brandon McCatherine has been doing a fantastic job. That Las Alitas, that is a wings, burgers, ribs, and salads joint, looks like the Mexican version of the crazy chicken from Breaking Bad. So I just keep expecting Gus from Breaking Bad to show up, like in the background, holding a briefcase, just like, I'm hoping your CJJ experience is enjoyable. Lucy Worlds 2019. I wish. This is Dana White who's saying, hey, you fucking dummies. Do you want to spend money on shit that you don't even fucking watch, but watch like once every 3 months or something? Order my fucking thing. Even though we give all the good shit to ESPN. So that's the commercial you see over on that one. Call me Mystic David. Why? Well, Mystic David is putting predictions. He says prediction finals, Chambers versus Martinez. I mean, it doesn't hurt that I've said that a couple times, but okay, no problem. Seriously, we need a Lucy update. Okay, Lucy is on the couch right now. Hey, Luce. Yeah, she's not responding. I have to keep checking to see when tonin is going on. That's amazing because I do not have flow grappling, so I'm depending on you guys to tell me that one. People ask me, they're like, why, Raph, are you rooting for Davi Ramos? And the answer is simple. Because Gary sucks. Not at jiu-jitsu, just as a human. So, you know. Let's go Davi. And if you could do a flying armbar on Gary, that would be dope. Like, dope. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd feel bad for Gary for like a minute. But it would be so dope. Let me see. We were waiting for you. Yeah. You know, here's the nice part, though. I do like that EBI and Combat does go and venture out to different places. But selfishly, I hate the fact that they're not here in Los Angeles. Because I would be here otherwise. But I love when they're like, we're going to Mexico. And I go, ooh, bad choices for me. I'm that kind of brown that I don't know that I come back from Mexico. What's up, Jiu-Jitsu Bud 10P? Good to see you. So as we are watching along, we hope that you guys are enjoying the festivities. We hope that you are enjoying the things here. Obviously, we're going to reach out to probably whoever wins. We've already interviewed all but Jesse, really. Like, I've done interviews with Dan on the show. I've done interviews with Philippe. I've done interviews with Kyle Chambers. So, you know, how goes it, young sir? Young sir? Who the hell calls me a young sir? That's impressive. I must be fooling you guys on some shit. It's because I'm wearing a hat, I think. But thank you very much. I appreciate that. Not too much, you know. Just enjoying hanging with my friends, getting my beer on. Hipster Brunch, not a sponsor yet, but should be. Camera 2. Boom. Look at this. I love this. This is part of it too. Probiotic 101 Cider House. I'm going to read this. What's up, Peaches? Mimosas are so last year. Let's level up your brunch squad with a dry probiotic. Treat. This is why I don't get sponsored. Ride your motorized scooter up to the bar and grab this tasty blend of cider, peaches, Hawaiian sea salt, and Mosaic hops, so that you can say you enjoyed it before it was cool. Made in LA. Done. Did it. Give me money. A 10p ad needs to change. I don't know, man. It gets the job done. I don't know what else to say other than, you know, I'm just glad it exists. I'm glad we put it on. Eddie's more than welcome to put on whatever he wants to put on. They're now doing their advertisement to let you guys know that, yes, Combat Jiu-Jitsu returns to LA, the other Mexico, on February 29th. It is for the featherweights. Richard Alarcon, defending champ, will return, as well as Chad George and Gio Martinez. So, Mosaic hops, bro, not ask me. It's just the copy. It's what it says. I don't know. It's delicious. That's all I know. I've had this once before, and I figured if I was going to drink on camera, I should start with something I've had before, and then as I go to another one, I'm going to drink something else that I've never tried before, but that looked pretty delicious. So, oh, hey, what's up, everybody? We're back. What's up, Joseph DeWitt? Or Joseph E. Witt? Okay. And Jay Co-Ring. Good to see you guys. We are at the semifinals now. I want to hear from the people here. That ad is so old school, it's like Coke and polar bears. Haha. I actually really like that one. It's a cute ad. You always see it every time around Christmas and shit. Did Kyle Chambers take his fucking earphones onto the mat? We're going to have a chat after this. And Philippe Fogelin sauntering on to the mats. Now, these guys, it's like you've seen a good match out of them or something before. So, Kyle Chambers, Philippe Fogelin, this will be very, very fun to see. They've been both tearing it up on their respective sides. Philippe wasting no time once they say combate to go ahead and start. Kyle Chambers starting to get a little nice jog in between. There's gripping on the very front side. It's trying to grab around Philippe's head, though. I think that's a choice. Philippe has a very Very slippery head at this point. Kyle then slips in a slap over here, grabs over, starts to work. If he can get a heel hook in, may have to then fend off now on Kyle Chambers, who's going to return, gets a tap very quickly. Try to go on the offense, and Kyle Chambers read that. Almost set it up perfectly. Kyle Chambers is going to advance to your finals, and I better start drinking this faster if I'm going to get to a second beer. Man, Kyle Chambers is so good. Big respect to Philippe Fogelin. I honestly think for a person who's had a number of pretty good appearances, that might be one of his best runs that he's ever had in combat and in EBI. So much respect to him. Whoa, and damn great indeed. Kyle Chambers heading to the finals, guys. You might say it's getting pretty serious now. I'm just enjoying this, you guys. This has been a lot of fun. I'm glad that I didn't do this for the first round so that I could spend my time chatting with you, my friends, as we go through the rest of the day. Jiu-Jitsu Panda with a thumbs up. Thumbs up to you, my friend. As I mentioned to you guys, they're showing it again. So Philippe Fogelin was trying to go ahead and isolate a leg, at which time Kyle Chambers just as a little bite of the leg, passes it on over. As he passes it on over, it looked like Philippe was trying to do it, and then you had Philippe very quickly tap on that. I'm really trying to see if he fed him the leg to kind of give it to him, but there was a big respect I had for Philippe for trying to push the action here. It's just, Kyle read that beautifully. Yep, now I'm seeing it over on the other side. And yeah, Chambers had that from get-go. What's up, Padrino from GFT? Good to see you, sir. Oh, man. All right, so we have the left side of the bracket finalized. That means we need to get the right side finalized, and that means we're going to see Jesse Taylor versus one Dan Martinez. Now, many of you guys have been saying, unless you're quitting, that you think this will be a fire match. Quentin, of course, says that he told Brandon McCatherine that one Dan Martinez is going to make the final. Let's see if that's true. But we've also had David Aceituno, who made a late prediction as well, that Chambers versus Martinez would be in the finals. So far, both of those looking pretty good and close to happening. Beauty and the Beast. Just without the Stockholm syndrome. Am I right? One of my favorite things, the meme that I've read that makes fun of Ariel from The Little Mermaid versus Moana, is they're like, don't get their stories mixed up. You got Ariel from The Little Mermaid. She just wanted some dick. I was like, that's fair, you know? So, anyway. We start with the match, 9:50 to go. Dan Martinez pulls guard, which means Jesse might be able to start slapping here if he forgets that. Martinez looks super fresh, Jiu-Jitsu Panda. I mean, he's already in on a sweep and maybe in on that heel hook. And JT looked concerned to the point where that was a fast tap. Ladies and gentlemen, you have your finals, which is going to be Dan Martinez versus Kyle Chambers. That is a hot fire final. I think we're going to go to one of our other special matches. I thought there was more. Are we going to do a double band of special matches right now? I'm a little confused. Man, Dan Martinez looking real good on that one. So, very excited that you guys are joining us in here and you are enjoying your day. We continue our way through the rest of the bracket. Now we know who's going to the finals, and we're just waiting to see if we're going to do a special match coming up next. If you guys haven't added us, what do you need to do? Go add us on everything. Go add us on Facebook, Instagram, the other ones, YouTube, Twitch. Yeah, we're on Twitch too. And Periscope is where you can also be watching this. Dan and Kyle went to OT Bin at Ultimate Mat Warriors. No. I believe so. MySpace. Don't ask on MySpace. That doesn't exist. Although I would be interested to see what you guys would find on my old MySpace. I don't even remember what I put on there. Vine. We used to have a Vine, but now it's TikTok, isn't it? Isn't that what the kids use? Just watching it again, though, Dan Martinez on that super slick heel hook setup. He's so good, man. Yeah, so I believe that will be a whatchamacallit, a rematch between the two. I mean, that's just what happens when you have combat jiu-jitsu. We have Pearl Gonzalez versus Leah Mora. You know, we previewed this on the show for whatchamacallit, Grappling Hour this week. It's kind of hard to really get a sense because we all know Pearl is really, really good from her MMA skill. We're a little bit uncertain as to how it's going to play for her opponent, just because people are more familiar with Pearl. So who knows? Things may change. I guess we're going to have to wait and see how it is. Tom would still be your friend. Probably. You know, man, Tom never left us. Tom at least let us, like, put music on our profile, pick a top 8. Did you guys ever have an issue where somebody got really insulted that they weren't in your top 8? I had people message me and ask me how come they weren't in my top 8, and it created problems at times. So I don't know if that ever happened to you. Facebook very wisely went out of that. But it was a good way to test your friends to see if they were paying attention, because you'd move them down a notch and they'd be like, yo, dude, what did I do? You'd tell me, be like, you know, I don't think you want to be my friend as bad as Jim. Jim's been really good. Jim gave me a free beer this week. So Jim went to number 4 slot. And we go and start the match immediately. I almost thought there were going to be punches right from the get-go of this one. Yep, slaps raining down. Boof. A little bit of distance coming on over here. This is... I will say they are already starting to set the record for most effective use of slaps within a combat match. So credit to them on this. We have a guard in here. However, very kind of slowing down a pace, a slap for good measure. Grip from the back of the head to try and get higher guard. Now we're going to go almost to a rubber guard control. I don't know how long Pearl is going to be with that, especially considering how used to it she is. Looked like Pearl was just about ready to just lift her up and powerbomb her and just get over with it. Now over trying to get position on the armpits to go and break the guard. Nothing happening just yet, but that is a good time to actually start slapping somebody if they're going to do that. Girls are black belts at slapping. You know, this really does raise a good question. If we are doing this in Mexico, how come we don't have more telenovelas stars participating in combat jiu-jitsu? Those are the real masters at slapping. Or like Mexican mothers should just be given the special matches here in combat jiu-jitsu in Mexico. Now, granted, they're not as powerful without a chancla, but I still feel like they give better slaps south of the border than they do here in the States. Just my opinion. Wrist control for a split second. Slaps over with left hand side. Nothing being too much there on the difficulty scale. Ooh, nice. Ooh, like the hammer fist. What do we call it? Hammer fist that's a slap. I'm going to leave that to you guys. I'd rack that transparent Rashi. Yep. Meanwhile, you can't see this on camera, but my wife has bought my puppy a ridiculous looking sweatshirt for the holidays. She has to look good for the reindeer romp is what my wife says. Yep, no, I got it, babe. I'm back to the action. 7:39 left to go. Pearl working from up top. She's already essentially past guard. Now we'll use this to try and lock up a Darce. Might be in on it. Might be valid. This is a nice way to go start putting things away. I don't know that I want to see her go back into that half guard. Is very slowly taking her time with it. That nice kind of grip on the inside, trying to level her back down. Now might try and sneak the hands in. Before she does it, I like the way that she's taking her time here. May use it to just, take the mount position and rain down slaps. No, thank you. Nope. Oh, boof. Did she just fall into an armbar for a split second? Nope. Goes right back over to mount. Lily tries to push her knee back south and instead starts getting slapped from it. All right, yeah, this is way more entertaining than the rest of the matches so far in terms of pace. So here we go. More slaps, slaps, slaps. We had some notes over here. Terry, I'm not going to show you the sweater. It has to be debuted at the reindeer romp for the other children for the giant French bulldog meetups. Although if you ask nicely, I'll probably send you a photo later. Hammer slap? Slammer hamp? No, that's terrible. Hammer slap isn't too bad, if I'm being honest on that one. But I'm afraid MC Hammer might come after us on that one, thinking he has rights to property on it. So I don't want to go too much that. Witch sandals? Sandal jitsu. Not quite there. Tell Kelly to text me. Well, I guess I can tell my wife to text you a photo of it, though she has taken it off of our daughter. It has nothing to do with the match in front of us, though that is a beautiful way to pass the guard, is to continue using that knee shove through pass while also slapping the face. This is just a lot to take it in right now. Just imagine trying to keep your guard while somebody's just beating the shit out of your face like that. Too much. Oh my goodness. Okay, we continue moving. It looks like 5:30 in the round to go. I'm not going to be surprised if I see her start to attack the arms here as she starts to pummel one arm underneath. Doesn't quite get it all the way through. Now a front headlock. As she kind of sifts over to the back, she may start trying to use this guillotine to, nope, back over to that kind of Darce choke again. She's getting much closer here. She can free her knee pretty well here and just slide it across, and I think she's in there. Sorry, you know I get easily distracted with puppies. You and the rest of this nation. Darce looks decent. She's hopping over. This is going to be hard to get out of now, as she's going to start putting in that pressure, I think, even from up top. Even if she doesn't finish from here, it's just going to make life miserable. Cinches in, cinches in, cinches in, and Beltran doing a good job of crawling over to make sure she's okay. She is wailing as much as she can. I cannot imagine this is a nice place to be in. And now there is a full, it went from mount. She's kind of giving her that kind of guillotine. She's wailing through, although I can see that arm positioning on the inside. It's entirely possible she might be using that to block her way just from getting choked out entirely. This is possibly a little bit more of a crank, and she is now back in guard. That was a long transition, and Pearl is doing a fantastic job of blocking up a triangle now. Pearl's gonna maybe be able to finish here. This is a way more dangerous situation. One arm in, one arm out, and now dumping her over to the side. Beautiful control over here by Pearl. She probably now hooking the leg underneath can start raining in some slaps and attacking that arm if she really wants to. And yes, she is. And I think this might be enough to do it. If it's not, it's good enough for me. A vague slap to maybe put off some time, and now just breaking. I think I saw something pop. Gross. All right. Well, hello, Dudley. In case you missed anything. No, her arm looks okay. Still felt terrible. That onslaught toward the end just looked terrible to be in. You sometimes forget how bendy females are in the sport, so that what looks like devastating and would mostly render most of our arms pretty ineffective as guys. Not so much with females. You see the elbow dent. How did you not see that? No, I saw it. I'm pretty sure we have it on camera. It's more so of me choosing not to see it. Ew. Yes. Thank you, Terry. Very well put. It's just... This is one of the things I do enjoy. If I ever have to spot check these videos that we do for these, I do enjoy watching my own shitty reactions to this when I go, oh, that's so gross. It broke like a wing. Las alitas. Her elbow was a Jay Leno chin. Rude. Some of us work for Jay Leno. You can't say that. Call my old boss. I'm gonna be so mad. First of all, because he doesn't watch sports. And second of all, he's gonna be like, "Hell yeah, you guys talking about me on your show? How's that going? What's this combat jiu-jitsu world? It's different than what I did worlds, I'll tell you that." Her elbow is now a Z. I would agree with that. They just showed a close-up. Oh, you got it in the close-up. They're just showing me now. Oh, I guess I have the option to rewatch it again if I want to. I don't know that I want to. Jiu-Jitsu Panda says one more special match. I don't know that I want to watch it. I still have some time to bail on it. If you see me close my eyes, that's really what's going to happen. Is I'm just choosing not to watch it again. You know, I might need another beer. That might be a good time to get one. That fall into that armbar looked pretty sick, by the way. Ugh. I still can't believe I saw what I saw. Yeah, they're going to show it again. They'll show the pop again. No, I got it. Thank you. Now I saw it. Oh, God, no. I just saw the tail end of it. And in case you missed the one angle, they show the second angle of it again. Oh, no. It's so bad. The only thing you can do to laugh and get through it. Oh, it's worse when they were standing right before they raised Pearl's hand. Yeah, I don't. That's terrible. We hope for a speedy recovery. Okay, we're good again. All right, so here we have one more special match. Ricardo Arreola versus Ivan Perez, who's maybe a little too smiley in his photo over here. They know you're watching. Yeah, probably. Ricardo Arreola, whose tattoos look like a Tim Burton film come to life. Got him. All right. I think this is the final special match before we get to the finals. So we got this one and then one more match. So if this cuts out, again, we're going to go over to the Grappling Hour Instagram on there, but we should have a stream that will continue all the way through on our main telecast here. What? What is this? Oh, you win here? No! Okay. Guys, if you know my wife, you know she's pretty amazing. You might have heard that Thai food was closed. Oh yeah, my puppy loves me right now. But instead, she brought me this. And where is this from? Wood Ranch Grill. If you can't have Thai food, who says barbecue food is ever going to be bad? This dude has a full-on Mexico rash guard. Like, full-on Mexico rash guard. He definitely looks like something Juventud Guerrero. Oh my God, is he Juventud Guerrero? Holy shit. A loco versus one of the Galloto pros. Very nice. Beautiful. Just slam down. I don't even know it was a slam. It was just a drag down right there. Yeah, no, wife is super cool. That was really nice of her. I don't want to eat this entirely in front of you guys while the show is going on, so I'm gonna like try and pick and choose my spots. This would be the moment if I had a co-broadcaster where I would start doing that thing and I'd go like, It's a really good idea. Yeah, no, that's really good. Although I'm really excited for this asparagus. I don't know if you guys know this. Love me some asparagus. Mr. Big Wong. What a name. Anyway. All right, Juventud Guerrero up on top. Homeboy on bottom. Using a knee shield to prevent it off. Back up at the knees. He's probably going to use a 2-on-1 to try and get out. Juventud may go over to a guillotine here. Ooh, nice. Go ahead. Sifts over. He does have a really legit submission here. He's got one of the legs trapped. A good attempt from escape and pushing on the stomach to go ahead and create some space over here. That power ponytail, though, might be helping him up on top. Maybe use this to transition a little bit better. Enjoy seeing you guys all joining us. I hope you don't mind if I eat some food while we're watching this. It does look like the submission is out as he grabs the wrist. That's a pretty good way of escaping, and now uses it to take the back. That's a better one. So, lots of very good movement over here. Now we play from guard. there's going to be the ability to go ahead and slap some folks in here. I feel like we should hit like an applause sign at these events so that's a good way the audience remembers to start slapping when they hear the crowd go wild. Could be me. If the Mexicools did jits, they would wear that outfit. That's true. You're not wrong on that one. Good call. It's just so pronouncedly from Mexico. Like it looks like part of the map came off of the map and then seeped, like venomed its way onto a rash guard. Am I wrong? All right. We're now playing from up top. A little bit good here. He almost gets this underhook for a split second to go and do this. Okay, we got 1 minute and 57 seconds remaining on this broadcast. So if you like what I'm doing here, follow me on Instagram. We're going to go over to @GrapplingHour. We're going to continue here. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, any of those, your stream will not be interrupted. So just want to make sure that you guys are covered so that you don't miss any of the combat jiu-jitsu action. We are closing in on the finals. 6:17 left to go in this special match before we see the finals with one Kyle Chambers and Dan Martinez. So we're very much looking forward to that match. Please join us over there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Big shout outs to everybody who's watching. You guys are pretty amazing. What kind of maps do y'all have in Cali? Our maps don't have flags. I think you answered your own question. Do you know how many Mexican people live in Cali? Did you not hear my joke that EBI, aka Combat Jiu-Jitsu, returns to Los Angeles, aka Little Mexico? Anyway, 45 seconds left to go before you gotta switch. Don't forget to do that. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on me making fun of people like Jiu-Jitsu Bud 10P. That would be a shame. All right. Very much enjoy you guys tuning in. We're going to go ahead and start switching over now. Again, don't forget, @GrapplingHour is where you're going if you are going to switch over with us. If you're not coming with us, don't worry. I won't be insulted. I just will never speak to you again. All right. See you guys over at the @GrapplingHour Instagram in 3, 2, goodbye. All right. Anyway, you guys are still with us right now. I'm making sure that this is going to stay on. We're now switching on over to @GrapplingHour. We're going to go ahead and hit the live button in just a second. Thank you guys for staying on. We appreciate your love. We appreciate you guys giving us a great show to talk about. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, checking the connection. And we're back. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you're seeing this right now, we are just chatting about the last 4 minutes and 17 seconds of the special match before we go straight into the finals of Combat Jiu-Jitsu. If you would like to see any of the previous commentary, you can go on any of our major social media. But if you want to stay on Instagram, you can catch the first half over on the Verbal Tapcast page. I really like that sacrifice throw that Juventud Guerrero is doing over on this way. Want to say what's up, the TBJJ-esque. Hello, Dane. Hello, Terry. Hello, Jiu-Jitsu Panda. You guys were very loyal coming on back this way. Juventud doing a good job of starting to tie up the dude over this way. Trying to isolate the arm. Probably won't have too much success over here. What's up, PNK Diva? I know it's supposed to say Pink Diva. I was just trying to spell it out. Anyway, good to see you. We hope that you guys are having a good time. It's going to be a great finals. You following any Fight to Win 132 Hawaii? No. Outside of Gary and Davi, looks pretty boring. Except for my man, Jake. Jake's pretty cool too. But just tell me what happens there, because I don't want to watch it. I just mostly want to watch this and probably call it a night. However, next week for Polaris, we may do this again. I don't know what time Polaris is yet. They do it at that weird metric time hours, which I really don't know what time. Yeah, Jake Watson. Jake Watson is competing over on the Fight to Win in Hawaii tonight. You may remember him as being one of the correspondents for our ADCC Fight Companion. He's a good kid. Very promising. Wore a suit for no reason. Yeah, very great dude. I imagine he did well tonight because he tends to do pretty well. So anyway, I'm going to put this on our Facebook in case people are not aware this is what we're doing. And then I will take your questions, comments, hints, concerns, and allegations in the comment section. Polaris is early. I know, but I don't know how early. And I don't know how long I want to do that for because it's a long commitment. If you say that you're going to do Polaris and then you do the prelims, you're around for a bit. And I don't mind that. But what happened with Nick Green tonight? I haven't seen any results. Believe he ended up losing in the first round. He had a good match though. Him and Javi Torres had a really, really good match. But Javi put it on him. Think it went to overtime, if memory serves me right. It's been a bit of a day, so could be wrong. 1 minute, 39 seconds left to go. Not much happening here. There's some fake slaps. Nope. Not too much excited. I'm just going to drink more. Okay. I see you, Omoplata. I see a transition. It brings them up top, allows them to pass, and we're right back to guard work. That close to something interesting. And I know you guys can't see this on your Instagram and all that, but I can do fun things now over on the Facebook and YouTube feeds. I have 3 cameras going on. So check this out. This is camera 1. We're going to go on over to camera 2. And then we're going to bounce on over to camera number 3. Boom. Look at that. And if you really want to get messed up, you can see I can actually be on 3 screens all at once. That's fucking weird, right? Yup. Gonna try not to freak out our audience. What's up, free admission? Good to see you. 30 seconds left to go. The map of Mexico is coming out on top, possibly over here, but how is he going to fare when we get on over to the overtime rules? What you guys probably can't see at home, I mean, I know you can't, but you can't see on the home version of this is, my dog is just staring at my wife eating her food. Literally just wondering if she's going to give her a morsel of the steak that she is eating. And the answer is no. Our dog is so spoiled. So ridiculously spoiled. Speaking of spoiled, look at this food I have. This awaits me when I'm done with you yahoos. Like, look at this. This is dope. A little bit of steak, though. All right, into overtime we go. If you guys get any results over from Hawaii that have to do with Jake or Gary, you can tell me that. That's fine. Might break the internet if you go on all 3 cameras. Yeah, it's still pretty weird. I'm not going to lie to you. It's meant to be a beer camera. So you guys get a better version of how to see this. Because it kind of washes out here. You almost, like, it goes into focus, but it's still a little bright. But it shows your camera. Bum, 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 bum. We don't own the rights to music, so I gotta do my own music. It's the whole thing. First round. In on a head and arm triangle, which is always that weird nebulous between being in and out. He might be able to finish, but if we know anything about EBI overtime rules, he probably won't. And he did not. What do you think of Beltran allowing an incorrect spiderweb in the second match? Shit happens. Obviously, it's unfortunate, but... Last week I was doing commentary with Gordon, and Gordon was saying he's never been to an EBI or a combat that has had the same rules twice. And I think he's right, because I feel like there's always one rule that gets, like, modified or they do something new with. So, yeah, no, I understand that pretty well. Thank you very much for this. We got some retweets and shares and some love from all y'all. We are chatting about the last of Combat Jiu-Jitsu. Tune in. Yeah, just shared that over on our Facebook page. Beltran's usually pretty good, though, so I don't really have too much of an issue with him missing the boat on this one. And I don't know that it changed the trajectory of things. This is a deep rear naked choke, though the body positioning is a little off. And that's why he's going to get out. Switches over to an armbar. I don't think you can do that, dude. No. But credit for trying. We go to the bottom of the second on this one. Did you have any different opinion on that one? You might have, because you asked the question. So I feel it is a fair statement to give you the opportunity to respond. We got the map of Mexico, who is trying to get this rear naked choke. Not quite there on it. There's a 2-on-1 hand grip battle. Now he's starting to win it, but I think he's going to that short choke. For a split second, I think he had it. Switches on over to an armbar, which you can do when you still have the back. It's more so when you're just completely out of play. If he goes belly down here, that could be very bad. He's going to maybe sift him over one more time. It's pretty close. This is just a battle of who wants it more. Ooh, he's almost out if he just pulls on it. Oh, this is that heady way. He's not fully out, but he's pretty much out. Grabs his own arm back. And I thought he went to go slap him for good measure, which you cannot do in overtime. So, anyway. I had more of an issue with the rash guard pull that exposed the ribs for slaps. That actually is true. So, all the guys have to wear rash guards in this competition, which, fine. But there was one competitor, and I believe it was Javi Torres, who is an MMA fighter, who was holding the rash guard up and then raining down slaps, which no one else has ever done before. And I don't believe you can do it because they were saying, yeah, he's got to let go of that. But I've also never really seen anybody try to do it. So part of me was pretty much like, oh, okay. You know, you're not supposed to. Nah, I figure he just wasn't completely aware. He might not have been. To be fair, Beltran referees a lot of shit. And this is kind of a wacky rule set, if we're being honest. So, you know, I'm pretty sure in his mind, he's like, as long as no one died, we're fine. And we have an escape in the bottom, or the top of the third, which means we go to the bottom. One last chance. All right, I want to sound off in the comment section. Who do you guys think is going to win in the finals? Do you have Kyle Chambers or do you have Dan Martinez? Tell me now so I can record you being right or wrong for the history of our show. Don't worry, we're not going to make fun of you, except that we will. I see Kyle. I see Chambers, which is definitely the name of one person. So, yes. Do I have any takers for the Disney Prince in Dan Martinez? Your bias. Well, I think everybody's bias here. Most of the people watching are 10th Planet folks. And if the 10th Planet people aren't saying Kyle Chambers, I think they lose their 10th Planetness. No, I think they just lose their weed. That's probably it. Eddie probably takes away their weed that they're getting from Weed Santa Claus, which is like Santa Claus, but just somebody who supplies them with weed at Christmas. Hickson by armbar. You're fired, Dane. Grip battle. I guess it's really just going to come down to time on this one. We really should have had the women close out. But you know what? Closing with an elbow pop right before the finals probably would have did me in. So it's a little 50-50 here. Not quite sure. All right, but yeah, if Polaris is at a reasonable time next week, I will do that one as well. Just got to leave them twice the amount of cookies. Yeah, but you got to lace the cookies with something before you leave it out there. What's up, Robert Castro? Good to see you, sir. Hope you're enjoying your day. Jake is fighting now. Please give me the results once you find out how he does. Yeah, Jake should be at the top of the card, which means that Gary and Davi should be coming up pretty soon as well. I will not be watching that one. And he's out. That should be good. No, you can't go to an armbar there, bro. Boof. All right. We await the results. No, they just fucked up on the Chiron. All right. Mexico gets its chance at revenge. I have to say that bun has stayed intact for the majority of this match. That's pretty impressive. All right. And he's wait, did he already get out? Oh, it was because the time expired. Okay. Okay. Somewhat anticlimactic, but what are you going to do? If you're just joining us right now, we have been doing commentary from the quarters all the way till the finals, which are coming up right now. This is your good friend Rafa Esparza. This is the finals of Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds happening in Monterrey, Mexico, right as we speak. I'm not even sure what time it is over there. That's the weirdest part of this whole situation. I know that we had to have it go on super late. I know the East Coast people were fucking bitching that it was going to be on this late. They can deal. That's what you get for living on the East Coast. All right. We've had several people chime in. This is your last part to go ahead and chime in to say who you think is going to win. Is it going to be Kyle Chambers? Is it going to be Dan Martinez? If I'm a betting person, I usually am, 2 hours behind us. Ugh. I would have to say the momentum is with Kyle Chambers. Dan Martinez is quite good, though. And they've both been on the show. So, although I think Chambers has been on more than Dan Martinez, so I think I have to go for him. I think Monterrey is 1 hour ahead of us. You know, I stopped caring after I asked. I appreciate you guys telling us. I just passing the time, you know. I don't really care. What's up, Pablo? What's up, Mike John? Good to see you guys, or at least one of you. You can find it out which one I actually think it's good to see. I'm really okay. So here's the issue. I want you guys to see this other beer, so we're going to be running out of time. So I'm going to ask my wife very kindly if she would not mind getting me the silver one, and I think she will even be impressed. Oh no, we have one more goddamn special match. Fine. So many. No, I'm not gonna beer you. I'm gonna beer myself. Well, if we have more match, I get to fucking have another piece of steak, or at least what is this, tri-tip? So yes, my lovely wife went out and got me food, and I unfortunately cannot eat it because I'm talking with you guys. So that's how committed I am to the job. I'm actually, yeah, one more special match. Oh, look at this. A special stagehand has come over to hand me my beer. Yep. Thank you, Lucy. That was so nice of you to give me my beer. Yep, you did it all by yourself and flew up here magically, too. It was pretty good. Did you see the beer, though? We'll get to it in a second. I'm going to put it on the special camera. That's so absurd. That match came from out of nowhere. Well, I knew it was on the card. I just thought they would have had it as a buffer in between the first match. What are you going to do? Hashtag Lucy Beers. Yeah, it's pretty good. I still can't believe my wife. I can't wait to see that footage back. That's going to be really good. Anyway, Hipster Brunch, very nice. Love seeing this one. What? I just got a second roll. Look at this shit. This is dope. I should be on camera more. I get this stuff all the time. Yep, Lucy came back over here because she thought she might get some of it. All right, we're at the get down now. It looks like Eddie is doing it himself, question mark. I see the haircut that looks like Edgy Braj. Yeah, that's him. All right. At this point, he's looking over. Edgy's going a little bit more for that like hipster faux hawk. Good for him. Anyway, so far so good on this one. We pass on the arm, slap to good measure, another slap to the ribs. Both of these gentlemen attacking pretty viciously, so that's good. They wanted to make sure every soccer game in the country was over before the final. I guess so, dude. This is still so wild. If they're either 1 or 2 hours behind us and then we have to go so late. I'm just used to EBI being, or combat being at like 6 p.m. our time. So having it go this much later is like, all right, let's get on with it. You know, we all got places to be, kids. So anyway, the good news is we'll mostly be done before midnight, which is nice. I actually don't dislike that at all. We have a hook of a leg underneath here, a push on the head. It's always weird because when they do push on the head, you always kind of forget like, oh, right, I can slap. Looks like a very ambitious attempt to try and free that arm. Nice hook here. It's probably going to allow him to get up a little bit of elevation to come up on it. I thought for a split second he might use it to go underneath the leg, but instead goes to high guard here. Now, end arrow choke. There we go. You mean bow and arrow. I dig it. Only 10 more matches till tone in? Fuck that. I'll just watch the fucking highlight tomorrow. Jake lost by bow and arrow. Got it. Thank you. Unfortunate. He'll live. I'll send him a note later. Slaps, slaps, slaps. Oh, he slapped the mouth guard out of him? Oh, he slapped his bracelet off of him. Shit. Slap. I'm writing it out till 2 a.m. Okay. Good for you, sir. Some more slaps over this way. This is so weird to always see it, especially with no commentary. It does make this a little bit weirder of an experience for all, I might say. I do wonder how long this is going to be on Fight Pass. Because I can never tell what content is going to stay on Fight Pass, especially as they fight to stay relevant with all of ESPN's content being UFC content and synonymous with the like. So it does get slightly confusing at that point. It's weird because we really haven't... You know how they have like significant strikes? Have we established what a significant slap is yet? Because I'd really like to know the difference between the two. Because some of these don't look... And again, we're not on the receiving end of it, so sure. But some of these look like not significant. What local event are you covering next? That's a good question. Nogi Worlds? Question mark? Possibly. I think that's the one. We'll do one of these, I think, probably for Polaris next week. But, ooh, barbecue sauce delivery. Delicious. I don't know. I think everybody's in that, like, end of the year, just trying to have a couple grappling events. Like, I know even Jean-Jacques has a tournament that he does that for charity. It's like a toy drive that's always dope, and I always like going to cover that one. But it's the same weekend as Nogi Worlds. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? So, yeah. But would an ass grab count as a slap? I'm gonna say no. Because I think ass grabs are supposed to come with consent. I think that's what we should be teaching young grapplers as they grow up. Guys, no grabbing ass unless you've gotten consent, even in combat jiu-jitsu. Okay? I think we took a firm stance there. As firm as the ass of the one that you want to grab. Cheers. Oh. All right. Still not too much different here. Dude on top has been the dude on top the whole time. We're now with 3:56 left to go in this match. Not too much different. But if you're asking what I'm already starting to cover now for next year, I do have a calendar that I'm very excited to start marking up. Whoa, then where does that leave oil checks? Oil checks should 100% be consensual. I think that's where the problem with our sport is. I'm just trying to take advantage of people. Oh, unless you and your partner have like an understanding, then do as you must. 319, Slapylvania, continuing. What's up, John Battle? Hope to see you very soon. Or actually, I did see you very, very briefly last week. John Battle was refereeing last week, and I was like, yo, he's refereeing. I didn't even get to say hi to him. Literally had to do the wave as I was on commentary. Didn't see him after, unfortunate. But I'm glad he's joining us now. This is... I mean, I'll tell you this much. I'm glad I'm not on air having to make this more exciting. That'll be in the rules for the next CJJ event. Yeah, I hope so. Last thing we need is more Me Too and grappling. So more slaps. Slap, slap, slap. This dude is doing a good job of at least raining them down. I think this might be almost convincing to get a stoppage in here. Yep. And he does do a stoppage. You do have to defend yourself intelligently, and there is some blood. Ugh. They should probably go mark that up real quick, because dudes are about to combat on there in just a second. Yep. Oof. Oof. Oh, God. That escalated quickly. Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of blood. He looks like Fabio did when he got hit on the roller coaster by a bird. All right, now I think we're going to the finals as soon as they clean up all this blood. Mexican EMT is coming out here. Of course, Mexican EMTs do twice the work for half the credit. Wonder how many people there live. I'm going to have to send some messages out. There's a lot of pointing to, I think, Jesus and the camera. Reverse that order. Now they seem to be trying to clean up as much of that blood as possible. Isn't that kind of rude at the end where you're just like, listen, dude, we had one more match before the final, and you had to get it all bloodied up. Hashtag rude. Okay, he's going off. We're getting some handshakes. Let's do the hand raise. All right. Well, it's very exciting. We're now at the point where you're going to see Nino Marroquin, who, oh, there's a bow. There's a meeting of the minds on the knees. There's an exchange of good vibes. It's good stuff. And Vic hugging both of them. All right. As soon as they clean this up and probably they do a commercial insert, you're going to see a final. Maybe, I don't know. We've said that 3 times, like you're going to see a final, and we haven't gone there. So the fuck do we know at this point? All right, this is a good opportunity to go ahead and show you guys the final beer of the show. I'm very excited about this one because when I was looking at the selection, I said, what good beer would appear on camera that I've never tried before? And I had the opportunity to go through a number of them. A number of them, you know, they looked good. And some of them I've had before. So I was thinking to myself, like, you know, I really want to try and get one that I've never really had before. And this one actually comes from San Diego. 16 ounce. It is, we're going to read the government warning here. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth effects. Excellent. Yes, I don't think Datsusara is actually sponsoring this one. So anyway, here's where we're going to go on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our beer of choice right now. I hope that you're excited, but I am maybe more excited because, well, I think it might taste pretty good. And more importantly, you guys can now feast your eyes upon camera 2, which is our official beer camera, to take a gander at this Freddie Mercury, spelled Murkury, brewed out of San Diego, California. Which, if I've learned anything from Anchorman, is Spanish for whale's vagina. It is a New England style Imperial India Pale Ale. It says to drink it fresh, and I feel that there is no better time to drink something fresh than when we get to a final. So, cheers to all of you guys. Thank you for watching all the way through. Thank you guys for joining us on Instagram. That is tasty. Okay, because I was a little scared. They basically, on this can, if you can notice, it looks like they essentially made Freddie Mercury into a Pink Panther character from the Peter Sellers movies. I'm into it. But yeah, I was afraid it wasn't going to live up to the hype, but it did. Unlike Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie. Burn. Take that one, Bryan Singer. Yeah. If you guys would like to see me drink more beers, or if you'd like to see me drink beers with athletes, stay tuned. It's part of the reason why we're testing out some of this setup, because I can go to camera 2, and then if I don't like camera 2, go over to camera 3. Look at this. Boom. And I think what we're planning to do in the near future is actually have me go over and drink some beers with some athletes at some local breweries and, get to ask them questions that I would never even get to ask them over on Grappling Hour, the show, or even on Verbal Tap, if we're being honest. So if you know somebody who would be interested in being on that show, or somebody you'd like to see me chat to, hit me up. Let me know who you'd like to see appear on that show. And they have to be okay with drinking, because we're not going to do that thing that they do on Hot Ones sometimes when they're like, I know you don't like wings, so instead we're going to have cauliflower, which is like, and just don't come on the show. So anyway, yes, they need to be people who drink and people who will not judge and people who have a good time. So hit me up. But yeah, this is pretty dope. Oh my god, $20 on the wish list. I was just looking this up on there. For a single can, $5. That's not bad. Where can I see the multiple cam? If you are looking at me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, you'll be able to see the multicam. If you're on Instagram, it's just the one. For whatever reason, they don't play nice with Instagram just yet. Unless I just do it to Instagram, I can do this specialized version that appears with commercials and introduction music and all that good like. So there's that. If you are waiting with us, welcome. We're about to see the finals coming up right now. Dan Martinez versus Kyle Chambers. It is going to be an amazing battle. I hope that you guys are excited and ready. I know. I am right now. All right, let's go and make sure that people are able to check this out on the Facebook. I like that. We've gotten comments all night from folks who have been very sweet, leaving us messages. We've had a lot of people talking to us over here. Now, I know, Free Admission was saying they wanted to see the multiple angles. So let's go ahead and trip everybody out and put all 3 cameras on at once. So those of you guys who are drunk or stoned at this point, this has got to be really trippy, right? I feel like I'm in like a John Woo movie. It's going to be like trippy as fuck, right? Anyway, let's go back to one camera. Because especially as I drink more, I don't want to see myself on 3 cameras. But anyway, yeah, I love the fact that you can go ahead and start switching the cameras and you can create a fun little atmosphere. And I think it's going to be something that we're going to be able to take with us as we go to different ones. And part of the reason why it's still on this mode where you can see like right over here, I just have to download an app, I think, that takes that out of the equation. Because what it's doing right now is a screen monitor. And then once you take that out, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. So, but tonight seemed like a good opportunity to go ahead and do that. Plus, I wanted to show you guys on this camera. What is it? Camera 2? This is our official beer cam. Now, if only we had a rotating panel. That would actually be super dope. My God. Pathetic dog. What does she have in her mouth? I don't know. Oh, does she eat tonight? Yeah, she ate tonight. She's just trying to beg for more food. Trying to play her parents against one another. All right, here we go. Kyle Chambers versus Dan Martinez. They begin with a handshake and a handshake to over one Mike Beltran, who looked like for a second he was trying to grab some suspenders, but instead was grabbing part of his beard and was like, and fight, which would be pretty dope. Also, Beltran is a legitimately savage and nice human being. Both gentlemen starting on the feet, getting experience of just trying to feel each other out. Martinez pushes down with his right arm, kind of sees what he can get out of a reaction of one Kyle Chambers. We have mercy game happening on the right hand. However, they still kind of club and dig to see who can get in that positioning first. You have to feel, I was going to say, Kyle Chambers loves to go ahead and pull guard. It just made me wonder how long it was going to be before we saw him do that. And there he is doing it. Dan Martinez taking a slow approach to trying to get on the inside of it. Now, these two have some experience with one another. Both are vets of the very, very popular Ultimate Mat Warriors competition. And I just want to make sure that y'all are enjoying this as much as we have been. This has been a blast. We always love doing these. Oh, Kyle Chambers doing a signature break to try and get that leg loose. Martinez responding by grabbing the back of Chambers' head. I don't know how much that exactly stops, but he pummels the arm perfectly. Chambers is going to try and come back again. Puts the... Oh, they're transitioning in there, and it does look like Chambers is in on a heel hook inside. Martinez is able to very, very briefly pry it open. Chambers still trying to hold that leg, and there is an exchange. I believe the audience, if they're not clapping, should be clapping for that. That was pretty dope. That's part of the beauty of having these two know each other so well, is that they do have a familiarity of what they do best. And, you know, Chambers and Martinez, to some extent, have both had fairly quick rides on getting over to this main final. So I think they're going to be very cautious as to how they go further in this match. A lot of it being as a respect to one another, and for good reason, because they're both super savage. So going to go ahead and make sure we are sharing this on our Facebook page. If you guys haven't done us the solid of going ahead and sharing it, do us a solid and do that on the social media on YouTube and on Facebook. And if you are so watching on the Instagram, feel free to give us some hearts, some likes, all that good stuff. Press right here multiple times to give us lots of hearts. Chambers doing a good job of framing Dan Martinez, grabbing the feet, pushing them away. This has been one of the most consistent attacks, though, from Kyle Chambers, is being able to sweep from that position where he figure fours his legs on the outside, almost using it as both kind of a way of disrupting balance and then very quickly turning that into a huge problem for all of his opponents all night long. This has been a hell of an experience. Our shout out to everybody who's working the production over there. We have many friends who are down in Mexico right now. Be happy to have them back when they get back in. So far, the production's been going pretty well. Push on the face over here by Chambers. You see Martinez very slowly kind of pushing it away, but without letting his guard fully down. Kyle Chambers continues to push back, push back. We're at 6:23 left to go in this match. They're getting close to the edge of the mat, so you won't be too surprised if you see them get reset in just a second. Chambers now with a 2-on-1. Martinez very slyly pulls it away while still going lower on his base. Chambers for a split second checks to see if he can get underneath the left leg of Martinez. Martinez now starting to put pressure into the arms. There's a little bit of a stiff arm. Ooh, for a split second. Chambers saw his opportunity in transition. Is going to try and finish with a knee bar here. Martinez is almost out now. Chambers recalibrates into a heel hook. Oh, Martinez is able to get out, but I don't know that he's fully out of danger right now. The two of them are at a bit of a standstill as they almost look at each other like, is this what we're doing, bro? It's not too dissimilar from, I think, a standoff in a Fast and the Furious film between Vin Diesel and Paul Walker. They return back to standing. 5:11 to go left in this round. This one's tough, guys. We have history with both of these gentlemen. Could not be nicer individuals. I mean, both of their jiu-jitsu is definitely savage level. And you have to figure that for Chambers, this is an opportunity to be part of a pantheon of champions. You know, you've got Boogie, who's a champion there. You've got Gio, who's a champion. The Freaks are no slouches at winning. Of course, PJ Barch, also a member of the esteemed team that is won for the quintet team, being from the Freaks. And of course, junior member of the Freaks, you've got Keith Kokorian, ADCC individual who's competed and has a very solid record in his own. So, you know, Chambers is no slouch on his own, has done a great number of things, but winning a combat jiu-jitsu style tournament is definitely another accolade to throw in there, especially one that puts him in the same conversation as Gio and Boogie, who have the utmost respect for this young man's talent. Coming in on the 4-minute mark, it's going to be tough. I feel like Chambers has really pushed the pace. Dan, while being respectful, hasn't really conceded an inch, though. Chambers has had at least 2 good bites, maybe a third one here. Loses the foot as they're now getting back to the point where they've been the entire match, which is Chambers on the ground in a pulled guard position while Dan Martinez standing up, playing a game of mercy, seeing if he can find a version of getting on the inside. Now, this is what is unusual about this match. There have been very, very few slaps that have been thrown in here. And partially you wonder if it's the same. Ooh, Chambers tried for that G roll and it looked pretty good. Dan wanted no part of it, basically backed out of it and found his way back in. This is so intriguing. And I mean, the weird part is everybody talks about how lanky one Kyle Chambers is, but Dan Martinez isn't too dissimilar in body type. So it's why part of the reason when you watch these two compete, they do produce such a good match. They are very familiar with each other's game, but they also have a good sensibility of what makes the other so good. Chambers trying again to use that same kind of setup, that off base. 2:30 left to go. He's had success with it earlier in the beginning. He's really going to have to surprise Dan Martinez to continue getting him to be really, really, really there. Dan now was passing on the knees for a split second, starts to stand up, see if he can move the legs side by side. Chambers can regard so quickly. I'm super jealous of it, honestly. It's getting stressful. We're getting to that point. We're probably going to hit that overtime. Are you guys enjoying this match? Are you feeling it? Do you not feel it? Is it meeting your expectations? Is it below your expectations? I'm very confused. I want to make sure that we are getting your guys' input as we are seeing this. Martinez for a split second with an arm drag now on Kyle Chambers is back. This is very, very heavy because now we're not only talking, even if he doesn't get the submission here, this is going to be good ride time to maybe have some psychological advancement when they do go into overtime. You do see right over here, he can use slaps at this portion of the tournament. But if they go into overtime, he will no longer be able to do that. He has a body triangle and it is hooked on the inside over here. Kyle Chambers reserving his energy. This has been a very, very sneaky opportunity by one Dan Martinez. Started by a little bit of the wrestling up top. That was really good. Dan Martinez really doing a good job. He's almost under the chin with one of the arms. Kyle Chambers now starting to protect and put in the arm. Should the final be 20 minutes? I don't know. We all got places to be, bro. I do feel that the last round of the 3-round of overtime should be, whatchamacallit? It should be unlimited on that. Because they do those 2-minute rule rounds, which is all weird to me. Chambers is out. 27 seconds left to go. That was a big moment for Dan. That lets Kyle Chambers know that he is pretty much prepared for the overtime rules now that we go to that. Man, these fucking kids. They're so good. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. And overtime. And with overtime means we take another bite of our food. Y'all, nobody is more excited for this to be done than I am. I'm going to get down on this food. All right. Dan Martinez has the back first. Kyle Chambers is going to have to escape here. Again, in EBI overtime rules, we're in 3 periods of 2 minutes. Now, this is where it gets a little murky. Dan Martinez has a good body triangle here. Martinez, though, he might be under the chin. It's tough to see from this angle. It does look like Kyle is doing all that he can to try and fend off the 2-on-1 here. Kyle now starting to use his legs to try and get underneath. This is tough. I mean, Dan is no joke from this position, honestly. All right. Just deal with me eating. This was really good. Not going to pass it up. This is going to be tough. Kyle does seem to be pretty calm in this position. It's so hard because Dan is so good at setting up that rear naked choke at like a moment's notice. What's up, Mercedes? What's up, John? What's up, Keith? There's a switch of the body triangle to the other side. You have to believe that would have been a good opportunity for Kyle. I think Kyle just may be trying to ride out for the 2-minute marker to finish here. Cannot quite get his hips out of position here. And of course, Dan Martinez letting out a big smile, knowing he's done a good job of maintaining Chambers in this position. Kyle going into direct home alone stance here, making sure that he has one arm protecting his neck at all times. It's very consistent here. Dan Martinez seems to try and be inching that arm to go across the shoulders, but gets stopped every time. That body triangle is still looking very solid. I do believe they will go to the end of the regulation. 2 minutes in the first round of overtime. Now it's going to be Kyle Chambers' opportunity to return. It's about as tense as you would expect your final round here at Combat Jiu-Jitsu. And Kyle Chambers is going to go and select the armbar. So we're in spiderweb right now. This is a good position for him to start. Legs are crossed. Does look like on this opportunity, though, he will get the cup underneath. So he has control underneath the leg. He did lose it for a split second. And Kyle was looking like he was going combat style for a split second. I can't tell if Dan is fully out of it, who has great control over on the arm. He's going to try and pump his arm out just a couple times. He's very close to being out. However, we are not calling it because his arm is not fully out of the submission. The elbow is pretty much out of the crook of danger, but he's just kind of at a standstill. I think he knows that if he just pulls it the wrong way, he's not fully out, but he's essentially out of position right now. It's just hard because the hips and the butt is lower than his knee line was. So there was not really something to like place him on. He just was already out. He just had to pull it out. We return to the top of overtime as you get a very dramatic shot of the championship belt in the background and a body triangle to fit the bill for one Dan Martinez, who now tries to get Kyle Chambers over, flattens him out. Kyle Chambers is going to keep rolling in transition. Maybe loosens himself off. I mean, you do see right over here Dan Martinez is going off to the side. Kyle Chambers doing a good job of trying to get that foot recorrected. But Dan Martinez does an amazing sweep back to make sure to keep Kyle Chambers in danger. Body triangle put back on. Hooked on the inside of the right leg. Chambers is going to stick with the spider web. He might. I don't know if that first attempt, though, in terms of the time differentium, is going to spook him any. This is tough because there's definitely an advantage right now with Dan Martinez in terms of ride time. So that spider web may be something he holds for the third. It's tough to say. It's always weird whenever somebody takes out one of your best attacks, and it did not look like Dan was in danger. So maybe it's a timing. Maybe he just missed after having that one hook. If he had kept that hook, he would have been able to control a little bit better. It's hard to say. Well, I don't disagree with you. That should be enough. That rolling transition out of it brought back one Dan Martinez, who goes to the center of the mat. And I do believe Kyle's going to take the back here. I think he may save it for the last one if he knows that he's got to really, really come out with something big there. So I think I might be right. Dan Martinez really acting up to get out of this. He has his shoulders to the mat. He might be out unless Chambers is able to make a correction, and he is not. Dan Martinez is very close to being your champion right now. We go to the top of the third. He is definitely ahead on ride time. This is really what it's going to come down to here. I think on this one, you see Kyle Chambers return back to the spiderweb if he gets his opportunity, which he really will have to, actually. So Dan Martinez, good job, good job. Now Kyle Chambers realizing that he was able to get some good momentum during a roll while the body triangle was in position. So I think that's what he's trying to continue doing here. Chambers staying on the back as much as he can, backpacking his way off of Chambers. His body contorted just ever so slightly, and now switches the body triangle to the other side. Tries to see if he can spoon feed that arm to get under the chin. No success there. All right, we're at a bit of a standstill. He's continuing to increase the amount of ride time that he's going to have on Kyle Chambers, who really is going to have to pull off a heavy upset with that next period if he's able to survive here. This ride time is going to be so obsoletely different. It's going to be a tough one. Here we go. Kyle Chambers tries to get up one more time. Dan Martinez does a great job of getting back up. Gets the legs back in. There's not a triangle here per se. What's up, Manavas? Good to see you. Kyle Chambers has one leg kind of south. It's just Dan Martinez is so good from this position. This is really good. He can potentially bounce him off here. Just Dan keeps scooping him back up into a terrible position each time. So much respect for Dan Martinez's game. I do believe we're going to hit the expiration on time. Yep. All right. This is the make or break. You do see Kyle contemplating where he's going to go on this one. If I were him, I would go Spider. And that looks exactly... Oh, I'm so sorry, Jiu-Jitsu Panda. Was I so right the whole time? Weird. Here's the ball game, kids. Bottom of the third, overtime. Legs crossed. Beltran about to let go in just a second. Chambers is almost unable to keep it, as your champion for this Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds is one Dan Martinez. Wow. That was amazing. Dan Martinez doing overtime like it was nothing. And still mostly with his face intact. Man. One of the toughest things about this tournament is, you know, we definitely love, Kyle, and we love Dan. And, I had actually reversed course on our previous show. I said Dan Martinez was one to look at who would show, maybe not win, but that Kyle Chambers was my favorite to win. So I definitely had these two as my favorites to show for the tournament. And I think they put on a performance that was relative to that very success. And while I know that Kyle could be disappointed from this, getting so close yet again, Dan Martinez, this is huge. And it's another testament to the Ultimate Mat Warriors, which I, again, had the amazing honor of commentating a few months ago. Watching Dan Martinez do that tournament, I mean, he had a lot of people talking, and he is not a slouch. He's a very solid jiu-jitsu foundation, and he joins a long line of amazing jiu-jitsu practitioners. Now your middleweight champion. And I do believe he'll probably do an interview with TJ that will be nowhere as good as mine, so I probably won't listen. So instead, I'll probably send a note to him and ask him if he would like to do an interview via Skype. Anyway, kids, that's going to do it for us. 2 hours of watching this. Many of us just got off work. How great were the CJJ matches tonight? Some were good. Others were okay. I would watch Chambers. I think it's Chambers and Masvidal. That was a good one. Nick Green and Javi Torres. That was a good one. The female CJJ match, the special match. If you want to check your tolerance for what will or will not make you throw up, you'll understand more when you see it. And I mean, that overtime with Dan and Kyle was pretty good. Also, just watch Dan and Kyle's matches. Those were super money, man. I really I have such a high amount of respect for those two practitioners. They make this format exciting, even though they really didn't use combat jiu-jitsu in this one, if we're being honest. So there's that. But they're super good. Anyway, here's what I'm going to say to you guys. If you were not following us on Instagram, do us a solid, follow us at Grappling Hour and at Verbal Tapcast. If you are not following us on Facebook, remedy that and go on Facebook and give us a like. If you are not following us on Twitch, what's wrong with you? I barely use it, but you should still follow us there. It's at Grappling Hour on Twitch. And if for some god-awful reason you dummies are not following us on YouTube, I mean, I can understand that. I'm asking a lot of you. I'm saying follow us everywhere. But I mean it. Follow us on YouTube. That thing matters too. So what I'm saying to you guys right now is very simple. Follow us at Grappling Hour on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on all the major social media platforms. Hell, yeah, we're even on fucking Twitter. And I'm using multiple cameras to tell you guys this, so you know I'm for real on this shit. Anyway, I cannot be more excited that you guys were able to stick with us for this night to watch Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds. Obviously, we would have loved to have been there, but I am going to go put it immediately on my calendar right now that I will be at February 29th Combat Jiu-Jitsu for the featherweights because that is how I roll. Anyway, it has been a fantastic day for grappling. My name is Rafa Esparza. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the mats. Oh, wait, one more time. Let's go over here. And thank you. Oh, wait. You know, I was going to do this camera. Let's do this before I go. I want to make sure I'm reading this right. Okay, here we go. Before we sign off, I'm going to do a quick read for this, the Freddie Mercury beer. You guys ready for this shit? Okay, here we go. This is Freddie Mercury, a New England style Imperial IPA. It's 9.2 APV or ABV. Its description reads, our annual Doughboy IPA brewed in celebration of one of the greatest, incredibly tropical, papaya, tangerine, passion fruit, and guava explode on the nose. It really does. Supporting rye catcher accents the qualities in perfect harmony, creating a wonderful stage for refreshment and enjoyment. Zippy and complex. Who wouldn't love this? Well, I'll tell you who did love it. And who'd love to be sponsored by them. This guy. This Freddie Mercury is pretty dope. And I'm glad that I was able to have it and close out the night with you guys watching it. It has been a great day for grappling. We'll see you on the mats.